And then we have Obama Nipple Snowman, who donated $12.50 8 times in a row for a total of $100. Jesus Christ. I didn't know it added up to that much. I didn't realize it was that many. Well, you didn't have to donate that much, but I guess you also typed out a lot, so. My best friend of more than 10 years won't get vaxxed. Says he isn't conservative, and my summary of his ideals would be a libertarian centrist into financial market research and day trading, distrustful of government overreach and media, and thinks our economic systems are collapsing soon. Fell down this when I was at university with notable Twitter follows Sam Harris, Tulsi Gabbard, Zero Hedge, Tom Woods, and various finance market cynics. He knows the vax works, but sees COVID as perpetual and an excuse for government to make people reliant on them with endless vaccines. Also, recently sent some shit take on Twitter about how climate change is being used similarly. We're in our mid 20s, and he's not worried. Relationship. I'm sympathetic. Oh, he's not worried about dying. I brought up lasting effects / asked to get it for me as a friend, but he won't budge. I'm worried and refuse to see him, streaming us and third friend's relationship. I'm sympathetic to his distrust and know it comes from ignoring the truth, but it breaks my heart that he values being contrarian / dying on this weird hill at the expense of our friendship over something we kind of agree on, not to mention probably sliding down into the intel dark web. I've tried pushing him left for years, but he's done discussing COVID, and I'm worried he's too far gone. Said he'd consider my points, but I'm not holding my breath, and it kills me. What should I do? So I'm going to address all of this to him, and you can either show it to him or you can interpret from it the message that you think you should deliver. But okay. Okay, Obama nipple snowman's friends. Look, we disagree a lot on politics, so I'm not going to pretend to move you over on all this stuff, but unfortunately, you are perpetuating all of the inaction that you believe the government sort of enables through its stagnation. There is nothing more destructive to political movement forward than the idea that bad things are unchangeable and nothing can be done about them. Your positions on climate change and COVID vaccines and so on, they're not rejections of the status quo. They are ironclad adoptions of the status quo, which is very frustrating. And I understand why your friend, Obama Nipple Snowman, feels pretty bad about the direction that you have taken. The idea that COVID and climate change are some kind of fake infinite issue that the government is simply exploiting. I'm going to break these apart for a few reasons. First of all, if the government actually gave a fuck about using COVID as some kind of perpetual vaccine manufacturing and delivery system, why have they not done so faster and sooner? Why did the system allow Trump, who is a massive COVID and vaccine like skeptic early on and mask skeptic, win and manage the beginning of the pandemic rather than having someone more authoritarian about the need for vaccines crack down from the beginning? Why are we still not using more heavy handed tactics? Why, when we apply vaccines, are there significant decreases in the rate of COVID transmission in those populations? If the government wanted COVID to be eternal, wouldn't they use non effective vaccines? If they're highly effective, which they are objectively by every measurable statistic, it seems like that would be a pretty bad strategy for the perpetuation of this disease. Also, why the fuck would the government want COVID to stay forever? I know you're paranoid of the government, but government control doesn't take the form of them injecting vaccines into you. Why would the, how do they benefit from that? They benefit from a strong, robust economy full of young, healthy people and a high birth rate that they can turn into workers and soldiers. Okay. COVID interferes with all of that. If anything, I'm taking if anything, ending COVID is like the pro government control thing, but don't get it to your head. Okay. Whether conditions are good or bad in America, authoritarianism, which you seem to care a lot about, is something that you can't fight by perpetuating plague and essentially violating the NAP for the people around you by being a manufacturing vessel for potential future strains. It's something you can only fight by being politically conscientious, aware, and active. If you want to see real authoritarianism, take a look at what the world is going to look like after climate change goes unaddressed. Something we have the power to stop, something we have the power to fix, and societies which have strong, healthy, robust economies and a strong civil society are the ones least likely to fall into authoritarianism. But what you're talking about is exacerbating the conditions that lead governments to destabilization. And you are not, by the way, going to come out of that destabilization with a healthy Bitcoin wallet and a strong, untouched set of property rights defended by a police in a strong state. You're going to have a Well, it can be fairly destructive and in the worst way anarchic at best, and at the worst you have strongmen cracking down on social disorder and society unifying behind strong authoritarian leaders because they gave them a semblance of comfort that was present in society before nitwits like you decided that they had no obligation to do anything about climate change or COVID. Okay? You're perpetuating all the things that you dislike. And if anything, I feel bad for you because I'm almost certainly wealthier than you. And when climate change fucks all of you, you're going to be the one settling it out in the shacks while me and my tier 4 subs are going to be living atop the yacht city that I will build. All right? You're only fucking yourself over here. Okay? Please be considerate. And the fact that you've gone so far down this road that you're unwilling to take a vaccine, even when your friends seem to want you to, isn't a sign of your like political, I don't, what would you call it, ruggedness, your durability, your sturdiness. It's really just, it just makes you kind of come off like cultish to your friends. Okay, it's really fucking weird. All right, nobody likes a friend who changes and like falls into all these weird online political circles, and then like, what's the future for you then? You have COVID, you're poor, climate migrants are like being fighting with our government over what remains for our resources, and you have no friends. All right, think of your future, think of everyone's future, do a better job, stop pretending that inaction and doomerism and assumptions that things can't be better are some kind of radical political position that you're using to fight against authoritarianism. There, that's it. That's all I have. Sorry, probably a little bit too antagonistic, Obama nipple snowman, to deliver directly, but that's the appropriate sentiment, I think.